They probably thought that you weren't really there to apply, that you were just there to collect the protection money.
But it's Ralph's.
Ralph's.
For some reason, being rejected by Ralph's made me feel like I'm a piece of fucking shit, dude.
I got rejected from Whole Foods.
So we've all had different, since a lot of us here have been gig workers and we've had odd jobs, what is the hardest you felt you've been rejected from a job? Like what's a job that you didn't get that hit you the hardest? Like,
It's a weird one. I was doing temp work like when I first moved to LA because I just needed a job quickly. So I went to like one of those like places that hooks you up with a place.
Yeah.
And they took me to some animation studio just to do like admin work and shit. And like I spent like 2 days there, and it was like the coolest place I've ever seen. Like where there's just like computers and like cool figurines everywhere, and I was just like, this would be the most epic place to work, like ever. And this is before I ever went to Maker or any of that shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was just a temp job, so there was no shot. Like it was just like that.
But at least you got in.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like, I was like this, like I like had this vision of like, oh, if I work here, then I could do this.
They just dangle in front of you.
Yeah, and then it was just like, okay, yeah, they're done with you now. You can now you're going here.
Oh.
And then I ended up going to that place that I spent like 3 years at, like doing printer toner.
with the old Asian
Printer toner, old Asian guy.
Damn.
Who had Velcro pants. Literally had Velcro pants.
What was that company? Do you remember? Like what they did?
It's called KST Data. They
I mean the other one, the cool one.
I don't remember.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was like a cool.
It was like an animation studio where they had like fucking cells from different cartoon shows and stuff. It was cool.
Wow. So it's what a kid imagines it would be like.
Yeah, man, it was sick, dude. And you could tell everyone there had fun working, and it was
what did they have you doing while you were there?
Some bullshit office admin data entry shit.
Oh, so you were just like...
I was just like making sure to take spreadsheet here and input it into computer here. Very basic ass bitch shit. Yeah, boring, but in the great environment.
It sucks to
that was
see
my
it
first
that
time
close
having
and then
that.
be like, bye.
Yeah. Well, then years later, I did my own cartoon show at the Maker and stuff like that. So it all worked out great. But man, that was like I was like devastated that I couldn't go back.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, the printer toner place was still a lateral.
Oh yeah, it was lit, dude. It was lit. Fucking same lighting in here.
You guys promise not to laugh at mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't laugh at all.
I don't know if I can make it a promise, but go ahead.
I got rejected from Ralph's.
Ralph's?
But that's what you wanted to do.
Did you call it Ralph's?
Ralph's. The grocery store.
I'm laughing at that.
You're not supposed to laugh.
I'm laughing at the fact that you said Ralph's.
I'm laughing that you said Ralph's.
It's like saying cows.
But here's what's even worse. Okay, I didn't even actually get rejected. They didn't even want to give me an application.
Why? What did you look like when you came there?
Because you look like a gangster.
I probably looked like a piece of shit. Yeah. I had a bald head, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I dressed up for the
How?
thing.
Your best flannel?
Dude, I had a polo shirt that I tucked in.
Okay.
But then I did the thing because I still had to keep it.
You did the fold
So
over?
I did the fold
Yeah,
over.
okay.
I wore my best khakis.
Dickies.
Yeah. And
your best Cortezes.
I didn't have Cortezes.
Your highest tube socks.
Yes, and I asked, I said, hey, are you guys hiring right now? And then can I get an application?
Is that how you said it though? Did you really speak like that?
Ed, fool, you hiring right now?
I don't fucking remember.
I feel like that's more what it sounded like.
But this is what happened. The worker was like, oh yeah, let me get it for you, right? And then she's like going up to the manager and shit. And then the manager like looks at me, and then he comes over and he goes, actually, we're not hiring right now. And I'm like looking at him, and I'm like,
There's a sign that says you're hiring.
you're not. Yeah, like, you just don't want to. I'm like, you just don't want to give me a fucking application. I'm like, at least let me write it down and give me
toss it.
You're like, let me see the safe. Where's the safe? Show me the safe. I know you guys got a safe.
Yeah, I was like, at least let me write the application. Wow. But that fucking
You didn't say it like
burned.
that. You didn't say it.
was it
You're
the
like,
Ralph's
hey, let
on
me write the fucking application at least, bitch. That's
It was
not
the
what
one
you
right
said.
here.
Right, Atlantic?
On Atlantic.
Yeah,
Not the Mexican one, the Chinese one.
Oh, because it's next to the. Oh, that's the Atlantic one. I was gonna say it's next to the.
They probably thought that you weren't really there to apply, that you were just there to collect the protection money.
But it's Ralph's.
Ralph's.
But that, for some reason, being rejected by Ralph's made me feel like I'm a piece of fucking shit, dude. Like, who gets rejected?
People with
I got rejected from Whole Foods.
But that's you aim too high. You aim too high. You gotta work your way up. You gotta go Target or Walmart.
But he didn't even get to apply. That's lower
That's
than
fucked up.
I got rejected for the way I looked. From an Asian guy.
Same. I got rejected from Runway because I wasn't skinny enough. So I got rejected.
But you were skinny.
Wasn't skinny enough.
They were like, ooh.
They're like they.
Like, you're the chunky girl, right? Okay, so yeah, we're a no.
It's funny, I don't think I've ever been the chunky girl, but
We can't take those tree trunks.
in that department, I think I was. Yeah.
In that
I think most
particular
normal people in life
Were.
would be.
Especially at that time too.
Are those stumps natural?
Yeah, at that time where like
That was before the Dove body awareness campaign.
exactly. Yeah.
They wanted anorexic women.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're like, you should try Target, honey, sweetie.
I ended up working at Target though, as an in your face.
As a what?
Because
As an
I was
in-your
like,
face.
I'll go, yeah.
That's it in your face.
And then Ralph's manager was like, oh,
You had him.
Ralph.
We
came
could have
out.
had a good fucking cart collector, but he went to Target instead.
Did you collect cards?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what job was what I'm still kind of sad about this one because I felt like it was such an obvious hire, but we didn't get it. I think I talked about it before, but do you remember the Kia commercials that had the dancing hamsters?
Yeah.
That commercial.
Oh.
We had
You wanted to be a hamster?
Wait, who actually got that?
Cloud and a bunch of other people.
Okay,
Yeah.
I remember.
But then it was like weird because obviously like Party Rock
President
Anthem,
Cloud.
LMFAO became a hit song and they put it in that Kia commercial. And we had already done like partnership brand videos with Kia and LMFAO, so we were already kind of in that thing. But then they were like, oh, they're gonna do a CGI commercial for it. Can you guys go in and audition for it just to like, you'll probably get it. Because it's gonna be based on the shit we did already. So we went in there and auditioned, and not one of us got it. And it ended up going to other dancers that were basically doing what we had already made to do.
Damn.
And I was like, why didn't we get it?
Because you guys are Asian,
But it's CGI.
but it's Hollywood.
Isn't it the hamsters? Like, you're doing the movements for the
The
hamster.
thing is, it wasn't Kia that decided that. It was people in our dance community and industry.
Were you being represented? And I'm asking for a specific reason. Were you guys being represented as individual dancers, or were you being represented as quest dancers, and therefore there was like a premium on it?
No, we were just individuals. Because it was whoever wanted to do it.
So who was closest to whoever got it there's your miracle.
And that's the dance world, baby.
Yeah, always. That's every world.
And
buddy.
and I remembered
It's every
I
world.
remembered having a great audition. Like even if I wasn't one of the people that had produced what they're parodying, as just a regular guy, I remember like I felt like I nailed everything and I did a great solo and I was like, damn, I was all impressed with myself and I was like, oh dude, we got it.
Sucks to like walk out of that feeling like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, because
And
I
then
was
to
like,
be
and it's based on me
completely- right.
in some form. But I don't know, I guess they had other plans. Yeah, that was weird.
Remember when I was in the Wedding Ringer? Of course, everyone does. Well,
Yeah.
when I did the audition for it, they had me read for the part that ended up going to Josh Peck. Right? So he's like talking, everyone knows that scene, so I don't even have to bring it up. Because it's such a famous movie. But you're basically, it's like you're doing like this monologue and like there's like some aspect of physical comedy to it. Anyway, I remember doing that in the room and basically they called me and they're like, yeah, you got it. And I was like, sick.
Whoa.
Right. And it was my birthday actually. I found out I got it. So I'm like at El Capadre with Nikki and my friends. I'm like, whoa, shit, I got
Almost
it.
there.
Yeah, I know, right? And then when I show up or when they send me the sides or whatever, I was like, where the fuck is that scene? Right? But then, they had gotten Josh Peck, who's like, Josh Peck from that show or whatever. And so I just end up being what's called a featured extra.
Yeah, you're the guy they cut to when you're looking at the
That's
wedding
it.
thing, right?
Yeah, they just keep cutting to me in random spots.
And
or
you're
whatever.
going,
or whatever, whatever.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just in case you have seen some of these lovely pieces on some of our gentlemen here, these awesome jade pendants, or you may have seen the recent JK adventure where we went to Jade Jewelers. Just remember that the sale is on now. If you want to visit thejadejewelers.co, you can even find some of the stuff that our guys have had. and way, way more. The selection is huge, so make sure to visit the Jade Jewelers and check out what they've got.
Check it out.
Let's go.
But that was like one of those things too, where you don't even realize what you got.
So that's how you found out, was just you just didn't see it?
Yeah, when they sent me the size, they didn't say like, "Hey, you got the part of Peter" or whatever. They were like, "Hey, you got it."
But your character had a name.
Yeah, he did, but it was just like groom guy number fucking 17 or something.
Reacts, groom guy looks.
It wasn't that, but it was something like that. Like they gave me some kind of name, a Schlotsky name, just to like, there you go, buddy. But it was like, you know,
oh no,
yeah. So like, yeah, that was one of those things where I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be doing that. Like that'll be like a moment of the movie,
sad.
And then yeah, it's like you find out that you're just there to. Well, they want to send everyone who's in this movie the trailer, and then you send it to the Tuber Scum, and then Tuber Scum sends it to their audience. So they wanted me to upload the trailer on my YouTube channel. That's the whole game, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a numbers game of like, if we slot Steve in, we slot this person in, blah, 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 blah. Me and Glozell were in there, right? So then Glozell will add numbers to it. Movie bombed, by the way, but...
It did?
Oh, yeah, it did.
I didn't know that was a bomb.
Yeah. By the way, love the director.
You make it sound like it was a hit.
Yo, earlier you said it was a hit, bro.
Yeah, everybody knows.
His Hollywood side came out.
Josh Peck was in The Wedding Singer?
The Wedding Ringer.
Oh, yeah. Ringer, the more famous movie. You fucking noob. But yeah, so that was one of those things where it's like, whoa, that's definitely rejection.
That's sad, but that's a sad way to like.
It's how Hollywood is. It's the most Hollywood thing that ever Hollywood did. But I never had been in anything that big at that time, so I just didn't know that that's how it works.
Do you think there's still people in Hollywood that talk like, it's showbiz, baby?
Yeah, for sure.
There's an LA type of. I'll tell you right now. The most LA guy I've ever seen in my life is that fucking guy Glenn Powell.
Really?
That guy is the most LA guy I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, and Chris Pine actually is a huge time LA guy.
Oh, really?
You mean like out,
like
just
born
out
here.
in the world?
Like
the way
born
they
in LA.
act and...
No, like born in LA, like from LA, like grew up around the actors of LA and knows all the actors of LA.
And he talks like that? You'll never work in a city.
No, he's a nice guy. I liked Chris Pine when I met him. I never met Glenn Powell. I'm just saying, I've ever met one person who like is the cookie cutter. That's an LA
like
type of guy.
Like
Oh yeah, he's a cookie cutter LA looking guy. Yeah. So this doesn't exactly answer your question in terms of rejection, but like the sting and the feel of it.
Yeah.
I actually told you this story. This happened quite recently. Me and I won't say too many names, but me and Mike, we were working on this really dope job opportunity that was given to us recently, where we were choreographing for a live version of a particular rhymes with cutie and the yeast, right? And they brought that back, and we were choreographing like these wolf scenes, because there's scenes in that original movie that was being redone for this like 30-year anniversary or whatever. And so we had choreographed, and we had hired, you know, fellow Kinja's crew members and stuff. We did the casting for it, and they got dressed up as wolves, and we do this thing because in the original movie there's a moment where
Beast gets attacked by a bunch of wolves, dude.
yeah, that happens twice actually. There's wolves twice. And so we choreographed this whole freaking number, and we're cool with the director and the head choreographer and the associate choreographer and stuff. That's how all of our relationships like brought us to this point. But they wanted to hire Kinja, so you know there was like a slight premium for our payment because we weren't working as individuals, but we also had done the casting for it too. So it was like we were in a completely different role. Right. It wasn't just like a choreographer for a job.
Yeah.
Stupid ass Hollywood particulars, but you get it. And then they wanted to make adjustments. The director wanted to make adjustments on the particular scenes, not like our scenes specifically, but just like in general, needing to like change up a couple presentative moments and the timing and blah blah blah. And we were working with like really amazing, you know, artists like her and Josh Groban, and I'm definitely just saying names now, but the point is, like, they needed to make an adjustment, but me and Mike had to fly out to Asia at the time to do a tour, and we recorded, and we had given them our dates and everything like that. We also had like clearly communicated with production. We're like, if you guys need adjustments, then we can do this, we can do this, we can get assistance here, we can blah 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 blah. It's like, when do you need like any adjustments? And nobody would get back to us until we were hounding. We had to like be so proactive in trying to get an effective answer so we could do the right job that we like hit up different people.
Yeah.
Eventually, because we did the casting of our own crewmates, one of our crewmates like hit us up and was like, yo dude, I gotta chat with you. And this is while we were already like on our way to Hong Kong and stuff. It's like, yo, we just like finished rehearsal, they pulled us over. they said, hey, don't tell this to Mike and Ant, but like we gotta change up these scenes. We're bringing in a different choreographer. But like the irony and the audacity to tell our own crew to not tell us.
That's
What did you
fucking
think?
nuts.
It was just like the most wrong way to do it.
That's weird.
Right? And so then next thing you know, like we're starting to work on this other tour and we're just finding out that we're getting cut from this job. And it's just like, to me, what was making it.
And you already did
We already did the work. And then they brought in another choreographer who they said was not that great to work with in that scene, blah, blah, blah. If you really want to do some digging, you'll see it. But who cares?
But did you get paid?
We did. But the point is like how it happened and how it went down.
Very Hollywood.
It's super whack. And the funny
Hong
thing is,
Kong Hollywood.
if you actually watch the number, nothing of ours was like, we did it all.
You just don't get any credit.
So we had to like oddly argue about that.
Yeah.
Right? Because we were just like, look, like we already put in the work. We did the casting. We did all this stuff. Like just, like you're cutting us.
Is there an arbitration board for any of that? Because in writing there is.
When it comes to,
But it's Asia.
It's so nuanced,
No,
though,
this-
too.
it's not Asia. What are you talking about?
I thought you said Hong Kong.
It's
No,
Disney.
that's where they were going. That's where they were going after they did the job.
I thought it was Hong Kong Disneyland.
I was like, what? But anyways, yeah. So like they kept our names, so we're still in the credits, but like it's also nothing that we ended up feeling.
Yeah, you can't.
We didn't feel cool to promote it because they brought somebody in to like quote unquote.
Because then you have to tell them that.
Yeah.
So it just became like a stain on the experience, and like this one hurt because we had such a good time working with the whole cast. We brought everybody in, and of all the jobs I've ever done, like in the dance world and whatnot, right? There's been there's maybe been 2 that I've sold my parents about, and this was one of them because this was for a live TV event, and my mom knows what Beauty and the Beast is, and she is a fan.
Say it straight up now.
And she's a fan of Josh Groban. So I even like took a photo with him to like send to her and stuff, and told him that like my mom was a fan. And then
Did you say I'm a fan too, or were you a piece of shit about it? Like, hey, my mom's a big fan of you. I don't really know your shit.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his Christmas album, for sure. And You Raised Me Up. Who doesn't like that one?
You raise me up.
Exactly. And then it was just such a weird thing to like, for one time, be like proud of something that you're doing to the point where you tell your mom about it, and then you get cut from it out in the middle of it.
Did your mom, was she like, I told you dance is not a stable career choice?
No, she said Hong Kong Disneyland's so cool. I'm glad you told that story.
She also
It
wasn't
was in Hong
listening.
Kong.
Wait, so whose decision was it to cut?
It was it was a producer on the Disney side.
And who was the producer?
Yeah.
Call them out.
Producers don't do nothing.
Same.
Googie. Just go Googie it.
That's such a Hollywood
You know who really does the most, Subi? Because I've been in movies, I know. Executive producers. They do
Yeah.
everything.
But why? Do you think that you really got to the nitty gritty of why? Like, is it politics? Is it like someone's freaking sister wanted to like do the thing and?
No, I think it came down to like them probably thinking in their way of like moving so many things so quickly that they need to problem solve in a way that like is just not the proper way to go about it. So in their mind they're like, oh well, they already have to get like paid this like certain type of premium because they're not just regular choreographers, they're like this branded choreographer, so like we can't hire them to do extra days because blah blah blah. When it's like, hey, just send us an email and we've been hitting you guys up.
They
I
use
see,
a
I
machete,
see,
not
yeah.
a scalpel. It happens all the damn time.
It's like we've been, if you could just pay attention for 1 second, we've been hitting you up and we'll do the work because we care about the project. Just pay attention to the fucking love we put into this thing, you know, versus like, oh, you know, we already have this choreographer who's working on this, they can just come in. These guys are already gone, they don't care, they're not prioritizing this. It's like, wait, like, just fucking pay attention. But to the point where like the overarching directors and the choreographers and stuff like that who we have a relationship with, again, if you really care, you'll look up the names, but I'm not gonna say the names. They even called us and apologized. They're like, we're so sorry that.
Yeah, it sucks to have to say that too. Yeah.
And it's just like a weird thing to be like, it's
Damn.
like, dude, we fuck with y'all, but like that was whack, you know?
You should have took it up with Mickey, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hong Kong Mickey.
Yeah, Asian Mickey,
Beat his ass, dude. Next time it's on site next time.
it's crazy. Asian Josh Groban's crazy too. It's like the Chinese Elon Musk. Hello, I'm Elon Musk.
That's a good impression.
Thank you.
He really looks like.
That's some Hollywood stuff, man. I gotta get out of that.